Hey everyone, David C. Anderson from the Knife Center, coming at you from the Spartan Blades booth at SHOT Show 2024. Here with Curtis. I never figured out how to pronounce your last name, actually.
Iovito. It's like Iovito $20. Best way to remember it.
Well, we'll make sure he stays away. Good to see you, Curtis.
Good to see you, brother. All right.
Good to see you, as always. We got a couple new things here to talk about. New folder, which we actually have in stock now at Knife Center. You may have caught it on our new Knives of the Week just a couple weeks ago, but it's still fresh, and we got a new fixed blade as well.
That's right. That's right.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about the folder here?
Sure. So we have a good friend who's a fantastic designer named Andraž Nemec. Many of you in the knife community may know him as the founder of ANV, Acta Non Verba Knives in the Czech Republic. And when we collaborate with folks, we like to make friends with them first, or we like to get to know them first. We became fast friends over the last few years. We go to the EWA show in Germany once a year, and we hook up with them there.
Well, and they're like right over there.
And they're right behind us, yeah. But they're just good friends of ours. We thought, well, hey, let's do a project together. Mark has been on me to do a pen knife forever. He's always loved small, thin pen knives. They're becoming more popular. We said, hey, let's go ahead and do it. We went to Andre. He said, hey, how would you feel about designing a thin, clean pen knife for us? So he jumped on it. In reality, he did a larger version of this for K-bar knives.
And that wound up becoming the new EK folder.
It was the EK folder. We shrunk that down to create one for us because we wanted a thin, easy to carry EDC type knife.
A bit more premium as well.
Yeah, premium materials. It's actually called the Spartan Nemec folder. And we have two versions. We have a titanium version and then one in carbon fiber. It's much, much lighter. It's a flipper. So there they are there. The only downside, and we joke, you have to remember to check your pockets when you do your laundry. Because the carbon fiber one is so light, you forget you have it.
Right.
And I now have a tumbled version.
So very good. Hey, maybe that's a feature.
Yeah. So, and I got to tell you, I've always shied away from wired clips.
Sure.
There wasn't a trust factor there. And Andre talked us into trying it out, so he made me a prototype. I carried it for several months, and I found they actually tend to torque instead of break, and they hold great, so I'm kind of a believer in these.
Okay.
I know they've been out there for a while, but I had experience.
Sure.
So I love the clip.
Well, the advantage too, of course, is that nice clean look when it is in the pocket.
It is. It's nice and deep. It's
real subtle. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we're pretty happy. We're pretty happy with this one. It's a kind of a diversion from what we normally do. So we had to kind of mentally accept it, but now that we've done it, we're like, yeah, this is fantastic.
It's perfect.
Yeah. So and people love it.
Now the steel on these S35 VN,
right?
About 3.5 inches on the blade length, I think.
That's correct.
And super slender, so you got that reach, you got the edge to create big cuts when you need to, but
and it's got a great penetrating point.
And disappears in the pocket. Yeah.
And fantastic for charcuterie, right?
Right. Sure. Gentleman's steak knife.
Right. So that's the Spartan Nemec folder.
Excellent.
That's new for us this year.
And like I said, these are available at Knife Center. If we are sold out at the moment, you said more are on a boat right now.
They are coming. Yeah.
So we'll have. You can always put a pre-order in at the links below.
That's right.
Next up, the new Hary Fix blade for the year.
And so this is a new Hary Fix blade. You'll probably notice the Hary design language right away. We were looking for something from Bill that fell between the tactical trout, which most people are familiar with, and his larger Defensa that we do for our brethren up in Great White North.
Sure.
We were looking at what we call 5x5. It's a 5.5-inch blade by about a 5-inch handle. And we just found that size. People like it. It's big enough they can use it for a variety of tasks.
Yeah.
But it's not so heavy that it's not practical to carry on a regular basis.
Yeah, you'll still feel okay carrying it. Like the best knife is the knife you have on you, right? So you don't want to make it too much.
That's very true. When I was in the Army, we used to carry 80 pounds of lightweight gear. You got to point. You're asking your wife that you're taking her picture out of your wallet and asking her to stay home because she weighs too much, right? So we were looking for a well-balanced, easy to use, easy to carry knife, and so Bill Hary developed it. We said, hey, this is it. But we've always joked the hardest part of knife making is providing a name for it.
Sure.
And the sheaths. Now we kind of got the sheaths figured out.
Yeah.
But the name, Bill's worked with Colonel Rex Applegate, Al Marr, U.S. Army Special Forces, some of the Canadian soft guys. So his moniker is Knife Maker to the Green Berets, right? We're like, how do we capture that relationship, we're Special Forces guys, in the knife? And Bill's like, well, why don't we call it the covert this or covert that? And we kind of bounce names around. And he goes, it'd be great to carry like on a clandestine mission. And we're like, Bill, let's call it the clandestine. But then we got to talking, and Bill's like, I think it's one of the sexier knives I made. If you guys know Bill, you'll appreciate him saying that. And we said, well, what's the feminized version of clandestine, or is there a feminized version? So we started, we did some Google foo, and actually in Italian, the feminized version of clandestine is clandestina.
Which has that same kind of sexy feel,
Right,
doesn't it?
right.
Yeah.
So that was the name. Well, we mentioned it to Bill. He said, you can stop searching for a name. That's going to be it.
That's it. Nice.
So this is a Spartan Hary clandestina. So it's a flat grind, still has a good penetrating point. We double deep cryo these. They're magnet cut. We have mastered finally heat treat with magnet cut. It's not very forgiving, but when you do it right,
It's incredible.
The performance is freaking great.
Yeah.
They're double deep cryoed. We flat pressure temper them to keep them nice and straight. So we're pretty happy with it. So,
Nice.
And they come in both flat dark earth or black.
So we got the black version here, and that's with the multi-tone G10, of course.
Yep. And then the straight black.
Very
and then the
nice.
sheaths are standard sheaths, Molly, and we'll soon have a Kydex option.
They have the little push-button release on
Not
the
on
side.
this one. These
That's
will
the
be
professional series
Yeah,
stuff.
these
right,
will be
right.
friction fit, made by our friends at Chattanooga Leatherworks,
Very good, man.
RMJ. Yep.
Yeah, it feels good. It's just enough handle length, like you said, about 5 inches. For my slightly larger than average hands, it's about a perfect fit. Like there's no extra, but there's just enough. Or there's a little more than just enough. It's the perfect size without being extra.
When you're designing a knife, everybody likes a knife that's light in the hand, and as soon as they pick it up, they're like, wow, it's quick in the hand. But what makes that? I think we kind of figured out. We have a way of inputting the materials after the design's done into a computer program and finding out that we add the properties and the steel. It shows us the mass properties, the center balance, and we try to put it right there so it makes it light in the hand. It's not going to tumble out of your hand,
Right.
but it's not going to be so handle heavy that it feels awkward.
Right.
You can't use it.
And
So,
even on big knives, I've experienced that have that point right there. Even a big knife can feel agile and quick.
Yeah, if it's
great.
balanced
balanced
properly.
right.
Some you want blade heavy, so it chops well.
Sure.
Daggers, for example, they tend to make those handle heavy so they don't tumble out.
Sure.
Because they use more of a pounding action with it. If you're using it for its intended purpose.
Right.
or specific task. So yeah, we think we got it right.
No,
I think
it
people are
feels-
going to enjoy it.
It feels very good. Yeah.
So yeah, that's the clandestina.
So these should be shipping out to dealers approximately when? Do you know?
In about 30 days.
Okay. So very soon.
Maybe less.
Very cool. So imminent arrival on the clandestina.
Absolutely.
If you want to make sure you are able to get some of the first batch, you can keep an eye out on our social media channels. Keep an eye out on the Spartan Blades page and our new items page on the KnifeCenter.com. You'll be able to see those as soon as they go up there. Put them in your cart, take them home.
There you go.
Curtis, thank you so
No,
much,
it's my
man.
pleasure.
Appreciate your time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks for sticking around for our SHOT Show coverage. Make sure
Bye.
to check out all the rest of our videos. See you in the next one.